So first of all, we have to learn why do we need arrays. Okay, so let's start. So the first question that we are going to do is, first of all, tell me, let's say we are given with three numbers. Okay, we are given with three numbers and we have to find the largest among these three numbers, right? We have to find the largest. So this question we have already done, right? Everyone knows the solution for this. What we did was we took three numbers A, B, and C, right? So this was, let's say, 3, this is 5, this is 7, right? And to find the maximum among them, what we did was we checked that if A is greater than B and C both, then we can say A is the greatest. Then we checked for B is greater than A and C both, then B is the greatest. If C is greater than A and B both, then we can say C is the greatest, right? So this was the solution for this problem. Now let's say I am giving you 100 numbers, right? And we want to find out the largest among these 100 numbers. So with the approach that we know till now, what we can do, we have to store them. Where we will store these 100 numbers? We have to store them in 100 different variables, right? Just like, let's say I stored them A, B, C, something, first number, second number, third number, fourth number, fifth number, sixth number, seventh number, let's say 100 number, we are storing them, right? From first number to 100 number. We have to take 100 variables, right? 100 variables. So that will take a lot of time and a lot of code, right? And second thing is that to find the largest among these 100 numbers with the logic that we applied in three numbers, that A should be greater than B and C both, B should be greater than A and C both, that was easy because only three numbers were there. But for 100 numbers, for the first number to be the largest number, we have to check it with all the other numbers, right? 99 numbers. Then for B, for all the other numbers, for C, for all the other numbers, right? So this is going to be a very, very big task when we talk about 100 variables. Okay. So because of this type of problem, when we have to deal with large numbers, let's say 100 numbers we have to deal with 1,000 numbers. So in these type of situations, we have to use some data structure called arrays. Okay. Arrays is a data structure that can store a lot of numbers with only one name. Because see, here we have a lot of numbers which will have different names. First number will have different name, second number will have different name. All these numbers will have different name. So you have to remember these names as well. Okay, the first number I gave this name, second number I gave this name, third number I gave this name. And we have to take different numbers, you can say different variables for each number. If let's say it was 1,000, so it will become more bigger. So this type of problem we can solve with the help of arrays. So now let's see what arrays are. So arrays, you can say, is a continuous space given to all the numbers. So it is like one data structure where we get the spaces continuously. Continuously means, let's say if the address is 100, like the first element address is 100, so second address will be at 104 if this is an integer array. If this is an integer array means we can store only integers in this array. So in that case, we will have, if first element is at 100, second element will be at 104, third element will be at 108, fourth will be at 112. Why? 4 gap, because one integer takes 4 bytes of memory. Okay, so this continuous space is given to you so that you can work on them. So basically, if that type of situation comes, let's say I want to store 10 numbers. So what will happen is this continuous space that is given to us will be given a name again. So just like a variable. So let's say int a is equal to 5, right? So a is the name, right? A is the name of that memory where 5 is stored, right? Same way, this continuous space will have a name. Let's say ARR is the name I'm giving to it. So this is the name of this continuous space that is given to us. Okay. Now, what happens is you can store any numbers that you want in this. Like if you are defining it as a integer array, so only integers will be there. So let's say I'm storing 5, 7, 8, 10, 12, 14. Let's say these are the numbers I want to store. So I can store these numbers here, right? Now, the main thing is, the problem with this can be like, how do we get that which number? Let's say I want to get 10. How I'm going to get 10? If I want to get 8, how I'm going to get 8? Because with the name of the variables, let's say A is equal to 10, A is equal to 5, B is equal to 7, C is equal to 8, D is equal to 10, and E is equal to 12, F is equal to 40. So here we know. In this case, what we do is we know that, okay, if I want to know, like I want to print 10, so I know it is stored in D, right? I can simply write system.out.print and I can directly write D. But in arrays, how I'm going to get that? So in arrays, as you saw in the strings as well. So if we have ABC, right, in a string, so they have indexes, right? 0, 1, 2, right? They all have indexes with them. Same way, in the arrays as well, we have indexes. Indexes mean, Like this will tell you that on the 0th place we have 5, on the first place we have 7, just like in the book. Like in the first page we have this, second page we have this. This is all stored in the index, right? So on the 0th page we have 5, first place we have 7, second place we have 8, and third place we have 10, fourth place we have 12, and fifth place we have 40. Okay. So instead of learning all these names or writing all these names in the code, we can directly get, let's say I want to get 8. So I will directly write ARR of 2. It will be written like this, ARR of 2. Like what is stored at the second index of this array, that will be ARR of 2. So on this ARR of 2, I will directly get 8. At ARR of 0, if I write ARR of 0 in these brackets, so I will directly get 5. So with one name only, we can actually get all these numbers. Just we should know that on what index it is, right? We don't have to remember all these variable names in this case, right? And we can store as many numbers as we want to. We just have to define the size. Okay, I want this size of array. So that will give you that much space, and you can store as many numbers as you want, right? So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This was 6 size array, right? If let's say I'm asking from the memory that I want 10 size array. So you will get 10 blocks of like this, and you can store 10 numbers there. Now the first thing is we know what arrays are and where we use them. We can store numbers. We can store any data type here. It is not just about numbers. We can store characters here. We can have a character array where there will be characters only. So you can consider array. Just think of it as you have a lot of variables, right? You have a lot of variables. You just want to store them in one place, right? So if let's say if a variable can be of type char. So let's say there are 4 variables of type char. Let's say ch is equal to a, char ch1 is equal to b, char ch2 is equal to c, char ch3 is equal to d. Let's say these are the 4 variables, but I don't want to store them in the variable form. I want to store them in an array. So you can take a 4 size of array and you can store a here, b here, c here, and d here. So this is a character array. So whatever the type of variable you can make, you can make that type of array as well. But remember one thing, like there can be only one type of array. So if you are storing, you are defining the array as a character array, so it is going to be a character array only. You can only store characters. If it is a string array, then it is only a string array. So you can store strings here as well. Let's say I want to store Rahul, like let's say name, Gaurav. So I'm not writing the spelling. Whatever other names, Unnati, Jayesh. Okay, so these names, let's say I am storing here. So this is a string. All these are strings. So you can store them in a string array. Array can be of type string as well. So you have to define initially that, okay, what type of array do you want? You can have Boolean array, you can have float array, you can have double array, you can have short array, any data type that is possible, that type of array you can make, because array is just a collection of these variables, right? We are just collecting them in one space.